Hey, everybody listening. I just want to take a quick second to apologize for the upcoming audio issue. I did some testing beforehand. It sounded great to me, so I don't know why it did what it did, but I'll be looking to fix it. And yeah, so this will probably or hopefully be the only podcast that has this audio issue. I had an actual guest with me, like physically in the same room with me, so maybe that's why, I don't know, but I am looking to fix it. Anyways, enough of me rambling. Here's the podcast. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Very Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan ZR, and I got my co-host, Harry, here from Dublin, Ireland. How you doing, man?
Grunge.
And we have our awesome guest today, which is a coworker of mine. Dude has been a huge help with me in relationships shit. This is DJ. How you doing?
Terrible. I want to go home.
So the topic for today is going to be something a little more serious. Because I mean, DJ and I we were at work talking about like songs or whatever, and Metallica came up, and then it, I guess, reminded him of the whole cancel culture thing. But yeah, dude, cancel culture, it pisses me off because it's so irrelevant. I mean, what was it about Metallica that they were trying to cancel?
That was due to Metallica's recent, what do you call it, newfound popularity with the new Stranger Things season. Just that now that it's sort of getting popular, people are wanting to bring back old shit that they did back in the day of like the 80s and 90s of when they were into some pretty weird shit. And just that they feel like it's not appropriate for today's culture.
Shit. That's cancel culture. I can't even with it because like, why would you pick on somebody for something they did or said way back then? You can't change the past. All you can do is know what you did and move on from that. Learn your lesson and just don't do it again. That's the natural. That's naturally how people are supposed to be. Um, I don't know. I don't get it. Like the rules of society also kind of mix in with that because they evolve with the rest of how social people are. Everything it branches. It starts in one area and it branches off to a whole nother. And it's like Chinese telephone, sort of, where it'll start out as one thing, and then people make up a bunch of lies and a bunch of rumors and shit, which then sometimes you don't even know if you're getting the truth of like, okay, why are you canceling this person? And then they try to make some shit up, and then like if they sound convincing enough, whatever. That's another concerning thing that can go along with that. Like dishonesty can really get anybody messed up, especially if you really know what you're doing. I believe me, I've had it happen to me firsthand. It was not pretty. I had to do everything I could because I knew I was innocent. So I had to do what I had to do to convince them, like, hey, I've never done this a day in my fucking life ever, or I've never said that ever in my fucking life. I respect people too much to even do that thing. Nobody that I know can see me ever doing that. I'm a decent human being that knows right from wrong, and I know how to treat people because that's how you're supposed to go about it, is treating people the way you'd like to be treated. So I treat everybody with you know with kindness and compassion and shit because there is no reason why anybody should spew hate. There really isn't. If there was less of that in this world would be so much better than in what it is now. And politics has another thing to do with that, but I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, you got anything, Harry?
On cancel culture, not really.
No. What was the one thing you were gonna bring up though?
Oh yeah. I mean, when we all thought that pronouns work, I have a feeling that probably like in the near future they're gonna like what's that word? Like they're gonna announce themselves as not human or as an otherworldly type of person, which is just a whole new level of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, as if pronouns thing wasn't stupid enough already, but like pronouns, fine, I'll learn to live with this, but identifying yourself as something else, I'm sorry, like you're made from human fucking flesh, nothing else.
Right. Like, and see, the thing is, like, I mean, however people want to identify, like, fine, but like if you start going like insane with it, like I'm all for, calling people by what they want to be called. Like, I mean, if you're trans, you were once a guy and then turned into a girl, or vice versa. I will respect you, and I will call you by what you want to be called, because that's, again, like I said before, that's treating people the way you want to be treated. That's treating people with kindness, respect, compassion. So, I mean, but if people start getting really crazy with it, then I just ignore it. I mean,
Yeah,
you do you, but like at the same time, dude, come on, let's be a little more realistic here.
yeah, ignore it, yeah.
Fucking hell, dude.
I I'm still gonna be brainstorming what else might come about, but yeah, no, that whole identifying yourself as another form has like come up to me recently. Like it didn't come from anywhere. I just thought of it in my head.
And well, another thing about cancel culture too, like think about it. There is power in numbers. And like let's say like oh, dude, okay. I mean, this one was justifiable, but um you know that before they renamed it The Connors, it was Roseanne or something? That sitcom? I maybe I don't know, but the listeners know what I'm talking about. Um, like how she went on and said something very racist, which I get, very justifiable. I understand why that was canceled. That I get that. That yes, but see now, like let's say she hadn't done that, but people thought that she did. And now, like, think about it. If they said, "Let's stop watching this show because it will get canceled," if they don't have enough ratings and enough people watching, then the TV station's not getting any revenue from that. Which then they're gonna be like, "Okay, well, this isn't going anywhere, so we're just gonna get rid of this." So that's another form of cancel culture, right? I feel. You got anything to add?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, the way I view cancel culture is just people who see something obviously that they think in their right mind could be wrong. And granted, there is a certain percentage of the population that would agree with them. However, at the same time, they're led by their own beliefs of how they were quote unquote grown up, how they were raised. But I understand cancel culture in some cases, if like a certain celebrity
Mhm.
was racist or said some degrading stereotypical terms, I would understand. Yeah, that's how they believe, and that's them teaching their way, and that's not appropriate for our society.
Right.
The way I view appropriate cancel culture is if it's something that's constantly being taught this day and age. Whereas if it's something from before, like 20, 30, however many years before, it's obviously back then they become different fucking people, whether it's Metallica, whether it's, fucking a celebrity or whatever. It's just, it's a matter of what you want to cancel, of how it's impacting us as of right now, not what it did in the past.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, like anything you did in the past, you can't like go back and fix it, like how Back to the Future or whatever. You can't do that, but you can know what you did wrong, and the fact the way that I've been seeing cancel culture go about is like, hey, you did this wrong way back then, and I hate you now. We're gonna cancel you for it. It's like, no, dude, what? That makes zero sense, because then at that point you're pretty much just saying everybody should be perfect. Everything in this world should be perfect, do no wrong. Like, dude, let's be more real here. Like, everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes. There is no getting around that. You know what you do wrong, so just fix it. Just fix it. That's all. And sometimes people I've done this many times where I say something, I don't think it's a bad thing, and then somebody gets offended by it. It's like, oh shit, what did I say? Like, because genuinely, sometimes people don't know that they are offending somebody. Because, if they're speaking in a way that they feel is just how they speak, or whatever, and whatever they say, and somebody else views it that way, like a different, like a very offensive way, okay, and that's another thing. We have people in this world that get way too offended at shit. Like the thin skinned. That's what I call them. Is a fucking thin skinned.
Mm.
Because like fucking hell, dude. I mean, I seriously think like oh yeah, go for it, go for it.
And Twitter is infested with thin-skinned people.
Yes. Yeah. Twitter, I hardly like anytime I go on there, I don't really like I will tweet, but it'll be for like promotional shit, really. But I don't ever get involved in anything because it's not worth it, Like what am I gaining from that if I get involved? What am I gaining from any of that? Nothing. It's just unwanted publicity. Like you don't want to put yourself in a light that later on somebody from like years from now will look back on and say, "Hey, that's not okay. I'm going to cancel you because you did this back then." It's like people can change from that time.
Exactly.
People can change. Like, I mean, I remember, dude, I can go back on my YouTube channel from like years ago and watch something and I can cringe the hell out of it. But see, at the time, I thought it was cool shit. But because I evolved as a person, and years later I'm doing stuff that's way bigger and better, and I go back and look at that, yeah, I'm gonna cringe like hell, but I'm seeing what I could have done better. Just I mean, like any artist, they look back at their shit and they critique it. Everybody will always critique what they do. It's just it's natural human, whatever the hell you call that mentality, I guess.
One example I can think of, I might have told you before, James Gunn, who is now currently directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, was
Yep.
originally Disney, I wouldn't say cancelled, but like fired him because of they brought up tweets in which he was talking about pedophilia and rape, like not that he condoned it, like he just talked about it simply,
Right.
and yeah. So yeah, but it was then turned around when all the cast disagreed, or well, not. I mean, they disagreed. They didn't like what James Gunn said, but they still wanted him with them because, like, James Gunn, he was a big part of it, and it's like, and even the actor who played as Drax trying to leave because, like, who would be a good replacement for him?
Yeah.
I mean, could
Yeah.
you think?
Because I mean, like James Gunn, he learned like after the first Guardians of the Galaxy, he learned how to script for them because he kind of got to know the characters and the people that are playing them. So he was able to script easier for them, which is why
I
the
mean,
second one was pretty good.
I mean, it's like as if Disney are full of thin-skinned people too, even though it doesn't have benefits them because all they really care about is money.
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of see that with the new Marvel projects. Although Loki, they killed that one. They did great.
Yeah.
Loki was fucking fantastic. That and um WandaVision. That was a killer series too. Like it started out kind of weird, but like midway through, it kind of started getting more interesting, and toward the end, it's like holy shit.
Mhm.
Ugh. But yeah, and see, guys, this is why it's called the Very Podcast because we can start out talking about something else, and then it evolves into something completely different.
There is one segment about Hollywood, but I
That
think
you're
it'll
supposed
be
to
a
stop
bit too
recording again,
much.
so I didn't hear a single thing Harry said.
Oh my god, guys, we are having some technical difficulties, and guess what? This is unedited, so yeah, this is live shit.
Yo, man, Harry could have said some life-changing shit, and I can't even fucking hear a damn thing he's saying.
Yeah, I was about to say something in terms of Hollywood, but I think that's a bit too much.
He was talking about James Gunn and like I guess how he was accused of what?
Wait, wasn't accused. He wasn't
Oh,
accused. No. They called him out.
oh,
Like,
they called him out.
looking. Yeah, they dug up all tweets of him talking about not, talking about
Ah,
pedophilia and rape.
right.
Obviously, his views on that must have really got under Disney's skin. So,
And see, if we stop recording and I just like edit this, they won't even realize the audio. It'll be different. Well, no, they'll think it's one smooth thing.
look, then again, I thought that film it was grim. It was, fuck, it was the grimmest shit I've seen. I mean,
Yeah.
if you ever want to see it, I have like a external optical drive, and I can plug it, and I can give it in, and we can watch on Discord.
Oh, I was gonna say, could you run it in big screen?
Yeah. Um. um. Yeah. Shit. Now it's in German, okay? It's in German, for obvious reasons, but it has English subtitles. And the film was based off Hitler's personal secretary. Like, the secretary wrote an entire diary entries of all that happened.
You know what? I think I have seen this movie, but not in like the full context.
Right.
I can you hear me now?
Yeah, your audio
I
is just a
can
little
hear.
quiet.
Oh, well, sorry. Here, I'll speak up nice and close and personal. No, that movie Downfall. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've only seen one part, and it's when he's on his rant of his
The one
actual
that's
downfall.
the one
just-
that memes
There was
the
an
ever
entire
shit out of
YouTube
it. Yeah.
channel dedicated to just parodies, because he is right. It's just in nothing but German, but there's subtitles over it. However, a YouTube channel has dedicated themselves to dubbing over those subtitles into something else, and it's just the stupidest rants you could expect. But he's saying what he's supposed to be saying, but they just changed the English translation of it.
Ah, shit.
It's one of the most stupidest things, but that movie is pretty intense, though.
Yeah, I'll have to. It's called Downfall.
Downfall, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out then.
Yeah, well, again, you're not gonna find it anywhere, so.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
I'm sure.
right,
I'm sure
yeah.
there are copies. I'm sure there are copies, physical copies now. Physical copies of Downfall.
My PC doesn't have a DVD player.
You can get an external one.
I'm not gonna
And
spend
they're
money on
cheap.
that
They're
because
cheap. They're cheap.
Yeah,
They're cheap.
Yeah, but I'll never use it again.
What if you get like
I got-
vintage porn though?
No.
Well, you see those porn stops on the side of the road like much as I do.
I mean, one reason I got it was to watch all my Pokemon movies. Honestly,
That is a legit reason.
Yeah. It is.
Respect there.
Like for literally anything that's not available digitally, like I try just focus buy it physically.
Man, I can't even believe people still use DVDs with all these streaming services.
Well, again, Ryan, not every single film is digitally available.
Yeah, and it's not all
So,
available in one place.
Yeah, like it's not like Disney can bring every single film into it.
Because I mean, even at work, I see this display with Multiverse of Madness DVDs.
Ryan,
Well, I
not
mean,
everyone
there are
can
also
afford Disney
people-
Plus.
What?
Yeah. Or they might not even have. Now, this is very highly unlikely, but like not everyone has a device to watch films either. They could just simply be using a TV.
Yeah,
Again, very highly unlikely, but just a possibility.
dude, because I walked into my sister's school. It was a couple of years ago. I went into the cafeteria, and they had like a console TV in there. Yeah, still hung up. I know, and I bet you can't even guess the OS on that shit. Try. Yeah, man, outdated shit. The OS I saw on the screen was Windows XP.
No shot.
Or no, it wasn't XP. No. It was 98. Windows 98. I'm like, how are they surviving with this? How are they functioning with Windows 98? What the hell?
Yo, that
Oh,
means they
wait.
never got a virus from porn.
Oh wait, no, sorry, my one is actually 20 euro. Well, at least it's multi-regional. It actually displays quality very well. So,
Shit, man. I feel bad for the people that have... No, you know what? No. You work with what you got. I know exactly what that shit's like. I did it before. When I started YouTube, I just had a laptop with a webcam pointing at my TV.
in fact, I actually needed one to install Bluetooth hardware or software for my Bluetooth to ever even work. So, that's another reason I needed to get one.
Ah, that shit we do for entertainment, I swear.
Hmm. Also, actually, I find it interesting that you're saying that it's interesting how people still buy DVDs. I haven't once heard you point out how Walsh is using vinyl records.
No, because those are actually making a comeback. I see those things at stores now.
Okay, but still,
Those things are
they're
pretty cool,
they're
dude.
both pretty old. Yeah, so
But
vinyls are
it's
old too.
because it's retro. It's retro.
They're still old.
Yeah, they're old, but they're bringing them back. There's a difference. There's using outdated shit, and there's using retro shit. There's a huge difference there. If it's being brought back into manufacturing, then it's technically new-ish. It's a new old.
No. Because it's still using an old source player.
Not if they're remaking
Like,
it.
how would they have, okay, tell me, how exactly would they have improved it? Like, what could they possibly have done to,
No
if it's new?
improvements. It's literally they're just remaking it. That's all. They're just bringing it back for like retro times.
So it's still old then?
The concept of it, yeah,
Yeah, so there you go.
but the actual device itself, no.
Wait, so wait, if we're talking about this, can we call cars old then?
What, like vintage cars?
Just cars in general, because if we're talking about the idea of a record player still being made new, but it's based off an old design, isn't that cars?
Yeah.
Eh. I mean, it brings up a fair point though. But I mean, dude. Oh, speaking of retro though, like this wouldn't even be or I don't know. Would you consider Xbox like the original one? Like, if they brought that back, would you consider that retro? Yet, anyway.
Kind of, but at the same time, it's like a new version of Xbox, considering it's going to have all updated features that the Xbox Series X has now. So
Right.
it's not really going to be the Xbox again if
Yeah.
they're adding so much other shit now.
Right. Okay. Well, what about the Wii?
Oh, they already tried to remake the Wii. That was the Wii U.
Yeah,
And
like,
everyone
we have that.
And you know that shit bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
It's still memorable though.
Oh yeah. We're still trying to get a Nintendo Switch.
Well,
My mom wants it so
but-
bad.
But of course, Nintendo don't give a shit about, what's that word? They don't give a shit if anything was made memorable or anything, they just, And you know what? You ever
Hmm.
hear them, like, give out and complain about how people are, like, making emulations of them? Or pirating them, as they say, for PC? No?
Sort of.
Okay, so I'm
Like
going to
bringing
Pokemon.
back like Xbox games, but making them playable on PC.
No, it's from people, not Nintendo.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up Pokemon one more time, okay? So,
Yeah.
okay, so obviously the 3DS or DS is no longer a thing, right?
Yeah.
Or like it's not being sold. So, people still want to play games that were for 3DS and DS. So what they end up doing is literally emulating it on PC. So play it with PC controls and shit.
Right.
And then of course you have Nintendo trying so hard to knock them off the internet. At first I was against it. People emulating it, but giving Nintendo's point of view because they just have no clue of what copyright is. I now feel it's more justified because, there are people out there who still want to play the old games, and I think, by any means, go right ahead with it because I would do that too. But yeah, no, like Nintendo, they have a very loony point of view on what copyright actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand copyright, but I mean, the way they could capitalize on this is just make remastered versions of all their old console games onto like the Switch, because
Yeah.
as we all know, the Switch is like one of the best things that Nintendo has made so freaking far. It's such a portable device. You can instantly play it on any freaking TV as long as you have the dock for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they already kind of did the same thing by bringing like classic NES titles to the Switch. I can play freaking Legend of Zelda anytime I want now.
Right.
Instead of having to do the whole CPR method on the old NES, breathe into the cartridge, breathe into the the console, and then pray to God it goes down and starts up.
Yep. Oh man, I remember Gabriel Iglesias. He was talking about like when he had like the cartridges and whatever. Like, you remember that one?
Yeah. I remember that one.
It's like give it CPR. And it's like you were gonna bring that shit back to life.
I bought Pokemon Black and White 1 and Black and White 2 off Amazon, but they were from a person. You wanna know how much that person charged for 2 games? 100.
Yeah. What?
100.
Yeah,
100 for the 2 of them. I mean, people, no, because think about it, like, Black and White are considered one of the best Pokemon games. Maybe not, like, the number one best, but, like, so it's like people are trying desperately to be able to play them again. And you know what? I've become, me, I've become almost a diehard Pokemon fan. I'm more than willing to, so.
Yeah, this guy's he loves Pokemon.
And how I got into it was very strange.
You want to share that?
All that happened was I played Super Smash for the Wii U. I played those Pokemon characters, and it's like, these characters are actually cool. I wonder what games are like. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a try. And that was it. Just from simply playing Super Smash and seeing how cool the characters are. That's literally all it took for me to try it. And of course, watching one film too on YouTube.
Yeah, and speaking of like how we got into shit, like, okay, Stranger Things, season.
Oh, great! Here we go.
It's season 4, man. Oh, if you haven't seen it yet, guys.
I'm guessing if you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk away. I'll let you talk away. Point your finger when you're done.
Yeah. Okay, you can't hear me anymore. Nope. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah,
wait.
one. Yeah, I saw
that. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Harry hasn't seen Stranger Things season 4 yet.
How? It's been out for like a freaking month or 2 months now. Damn it! Jesus.
I don't know. But anyway, like I'd always liked rock bands. Like, I mean, I'll listen to them whenever my dad had them on. But dude, when Eddie Munson went into the fucking Upside Down with Dustin, that scene was killer. Master of Puppets was that was the best song they could have picked for that scene. Like, dude, oh my god, like it fits so goddamn well. And the fact that he actually played that for the scene was even cooler. I saw behind the scenes of that where he actually played that, and I'm like, holy shit, that's awesome. But yeah, no, that's what really got me into like really listening to all these like 80s hair band music, because I mean it's also because my dad plays it a lot and I listen to it. It just kind of like at work we work during the night, so like when the store's closed, we're throwing our loads. But yeah, no, I'll have an earpiece in or my AirPod or whatever, and I'll tell my Siri, play like Metallica or Journey or Guns N' Roses something, and she'll do it. And like there are keys, like there are some songs that my dad used to really listen to, and when those came on, dude, my memories sparked. Um, it was awesome. Yeah, so many good memories. So many good memories. You have anything like that?
Oh, and just like terms of music.
Well, just anything that like really sparked your interest, and like you saw it before, you didn't know anything about it really, and then you watched or did something or whatever, and experienced something, and then it eventually like it kind of sparked you into like trying that, and then now you just love it.
Um, it would probably have to be with me playing guitar. I remember watching my uncle play guitar when I was about, I don't know, 7-ish, I want to say. But it was one day, and I was really little, and I was living in my grandma's house, and I walked out to the living room, and he had his guitar. I'd never seen him play it prior to, but he was watching TV, but at the same time, he was playing a song, and he was playing it really well. But just I was amazed at how he was playing it without looking at the guitar, and not to mention also in a kind of laid back form. Up until that point, I've only seen people, sit up, hunched over the guitar, looking at the fingerings, looking at the strings, whatever you're plucking, whatever. But just seeing him doing it without looking down and just having it naturally come to him, it was such a feeling that I kind of sparked my interest, and I asked him to teach me, and he taught me a few songs, and I fell in love with it immediately, and I've been playing guitar now for several years. But I mean, I haven't really dedicated myself to it, but I still love to do it every now and then. It's just, I don't know, it's something I probably will carry with me for the rest of my life. It's just that one day I remember it just really sparked my interest.
That's fair. That's a good story too. Shit. Yeah, man. So many inspirations everywhere. You guys, with you listening, if there's something that you saw before, your with your first experience, you experiencing it yourself, and like didn't really do anything for you, but the moment you saw something else involved with it, you thought you'd give it a shot or whatever, tell us your stories in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see those. Trying to think if there's anything else here. Oh, I don't know if I should talk about this or not. I don't know. It's kind of early. Um, Dwayne and I, or sorry, DJ.
Well,
DJ and I. Sorry. We we had a day where I'm trying to beat around the bush here because like I don't know if
he asked me out on a fucking date.
That's not what fucking happened.
No. In all honesty, he and I have become. Well, here's the real story. The fact is, when I started, working at the same job him, Fry's overnight, night crew, stocking shelves.
Sorry guys if you can hear that, my window's open for cross breeze.
Hashtag drive by. Anyways, no, I started working at Fry's overnight stocking in middle of March, and when I first got there, the last person I expected to become pretty good friends with was Ryan. He was a pretentious. No, I'm just joking. But he did seem like a really full of himself guy, and just the guy who was Mr. Goody Two Shoes, who wanted to please his manager in every way possible, legally, of course.
I'm a people pleaser naturally. I like to make people happy, you know.
You heard it here first. Anyways, but honestly, after spending almost every single freaking day with him for 5 months, he's actually not that bad of a guy. He's a bit of a hopeless romantic, but he's a really good guy. And today we actually got to finally hang out and just have a day to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walked the Arizona Mills for a bit. He actually took me through the what do you call it? What was it?
The sea life.
Sea life thing over at the AZ Mills is actually really pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. But he then told me about a specific whatchamacallit,
Friend.
a particular friend that he was getting ready to go see. And so we spent like the last 2 hours before we started this just trying to get him ready for that. And it was quite the adventure. But
Yeah. All I gotta say is, like, I felt like maybe a month ago, I felt like there was something positive that was going to really strike me. I just normally I have these feelings, but whenever something whenever I can detect something is gonna go right in my life, like I'm a very huge Harry knows I'm a storyteller. I am huge with symbolism. I love symbolism, and it's really it is about beliefs. Like, I'm a realist, but I also, sometimes I like to kind of dip into the fantasy world where I kind of allow myself to be manipulated in that way. But it's because, sometimes you just need to feel like you're not alone. And now just saying that, I understand religious people. Yeah. I now understand. Not that not that I did before, but anyway, I understand them more now. There, I'll put it that way. But what was it talking about? I think I have it. But, I felt like I had something positive coming to me. I didn't know what it was, but I felt this like overwhelming tsunami of like I'm gonna be super happy one day. I'm gonna be a really lucky guy one day. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like my first time ever downloading the apps, I was kind of disappointed in myself for downloading Tinder and then Bumble and then later on Hinge. I still have all three just in case this shit doesn't happen, which I feel like it's going to. But yeah, man. I mean, I've talked to a few females on there. They're cool, but didn't go anywhere. But you know what? No, I guess I will. Um, so at work, and I'm not gonna say any names or anything. I'm just gonna keep this real general. Um, at work, there's always been this one lady, female, whatever the hell you want to call it, and she'd always caught my eye ever since the first day I saw her. And I was actually torn between two of them. One of them has gone to college now, but I feel like I didn't. I kind of thought that was gonna go, but then again, part of me also thought it was gonna flop, and it did flop, which that's all right. Sometimes you have to go through hardships first, and that kind of thing. But with the way that I feel I'm treated by this particular person, I feel like it's gonna end up going really well because to me it feels natural with how like the chemistry is there. So yeah, that's the whole story of pretty much that summarizes today. I hope it happens because I mean for a couple of months I've been looking to have some kind of companion, and I think I finally found it, and I'm super grateful because from what I know right now, obviously I don't know a whole lot, but from what I know right now, this is gonna go really well. But yeah, man, I'm nervous as all hell, but everybody is at some point. Getting your first job, your first whatever the hell. It's always gonna be your first that make you nervous, but that's part of the process. So, yeah, that's my thing there. So, if you guys have anything else,
One final one.
yeah.
One game recommendation which I've told Ryan about. If you haven't, go play Valiant Hearts Great War. I streamed it on Twitch and I literally cried on stream at the end. And listen, you can't be old enough to not cry or cry. Which way? You can never be old to not cry
Yeah,
in
you
that
can
way.
never be too old to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because fuck me, that ending was just so sad. And again, like you have to for you to experience the pain in it, you have to play it all the way through yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just they're like, why the hell is this bloke crying about someone dying or being shot on a cross or like being strapped to a pole blindfolded and then shot. And then it's like when you play through it, oh, that's why it's very sad.
Yeah,
But
and the
yeah,
thing is, it's a 2D game, but that kind of puts it into perspective, really. Like, it doesn't matter the style or whatever; it's the story. The
yeah.
story is what ultimately gets you.
Which is something that Call of Duty does not prioritize a lot of the time. I mean, come on, like
Yeah. Oh, dude, I miss Call of Duty.
it's all mindless shooting, not an argument.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's go play it. It's on console and PC. So yeah.
Valiant Hearts. You heard it, guys. Yeah, Harry over here actually got it for me on Steam, so I'm gonna try to play that when I get the chance.
It's based in World War One, and for the most part, it's based in real life, but the characters themselves are a work of fiction.
Hmm. Do you got anything else to add?
Not really.
No.
Sorry, but mic is way over here. I hear the bass increase.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I really don't have anything to add.
No,
I mean,
that's fine.
we already covered cancel culture and what I think of it.
Yeah.
I said cancel, not cancer. Just want to clarify that for anyone out there.
I mean, I got nothing else really.
I've given mine, so
All right, well, I guess we'll wrap this up early then. Thanks everybody for coming out to the podcast. Thanks DJ for joining me. Thanks again to Harry for also helping out with the podcast and co-hosting and shit. But yeah, check out Harry's channel as usual. You got anything you want to plug?
What?
You got any socials you want to plug or anything?
Not really. I'm a very private man.
All right.
I don't need the IRS knocking on my door again.
All right. Well, as always, guys, this is episode 4. Be sure to subscribe, turn on all notifications because YouTube's got that stupid ass system. But yeah, we'll see you all next week, same day, and take care.